guys, and we're back with Real Talk with Real People. Today I'm joined by Kim, Brandy, and Lee. And Governor Cooper just came out saying that this month was Alcohol Awareness Month. So we're really focusing on it this week. Today we're going to be talking about pub crawls and happy hour. So Kim, what exactly is a pub crawl?
So thanks for pointing me out on that one. But a pub crawl is when you literally go from pub to pub or bar to bar to bar because they either have different specials because it's a special occasion, like for example St. Patrick's Day. So maybe you go to bar or pub A and you get their special drink, then you go to B and get theirs, and C and get theirs. Usually there's some sort of promotional aspect to it, so there's your advantage, there's a discount, but the idea is you go on this drinking adventure. Typically guided, there's a map that goes along with it, but that's the concept versus happy hour, which is just, at a particular time, the bar in question has discounts at that point, or even ladies' night, could even mix it up.
I've seen too, like they have one like a sink or swim, where you just pay like an upfront charge to go in, and then the drinks are free once you pay for it and stuff like that too. What is those type of promotions really like promoting? You know what I'm saying? Like just unadulterated chugging as much as you can.
Well, sink or swim definitely is,
Right,
right?
definitely, right.
I mean, the whole idea is that the enticement is a discount.
Right.
But what is your goal and objective when you go to a place like that, or when you're doing something for the sake of drinking? Your goal is to get drunk.
Right. I mean, obviously, there are the dangers of that.
Yeah, and two, it's enticing people who may not would usually come to the bar because they don't have the money to spend on drinks. It's saying, hey, we'll give you twice as much for half as much, so you can drink twice as much, even though you maybe shouldn't be here in the first place, but we're gonna give you more. We're gonna reward you for coming out and doing this. And it does feel like a reward, and we're human beings, and we respond to that reward system, so we show up.
And I do want to say, we're not saying that pubs or bars are bad places. They're businesses, and they're trying to make a living just like everybody else. The part where it becomes dangerous is individuals who don't have the ability to know when to stop, or don't have the ability to say, I'm too drunk to drive, or I've just taken it too far, or understanding where their cutoff should be.
Right.
If your goal is to drink to be blackout drunk, that's not the point. And those businesses aren't striving for that, but that's an automatic side effect of those promotions.
And to piggyback on that, a lot of people, when asked about pub crawls and happy hours, say that they often preload before they go, which means that they drink some before they even get there. So by the time they get there, they often already have alcohol in their system, and then they just continue to add to it. So it could get dangerously high, the amounts of alcohol in your system.
Right, and I understand it from like, business perspective, to get more customers in. You're already getting for the crowd that's okay with drinking, so of course why not save some money and stuff like that? But happy hours aren't like when you would normally be drinking, right? At nighttime or something like that, when there's a cutoff, you're doing it earlier, and then you're already there, so you're just gonna keep drinking until further into the night.
It's pretty smart.
At pretty cool prices, right? I mean, it's a good business model.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
And a pub crawl, I mean, they're exciting, they're fun, and it is an adventure. I think you said it's like a quest or whatever till you can finish it.
And you don't do it by yourself. You do it with your friends, and you all go out, and it's a very social thing. Even happy hour or even ladies' night is a very social aspect. Then you mix in socialization and dating and all of these other components, and I mean, it's a very enticing package.
And let's not forget to mention that the majority of folks who go out and enjoy things like that can handle their alcohol responsibly. Our concern is for the folks who can't. And so, just in relation to it, yeah.
Because I know for me, like, I never really liked the idea of a pub crawl because, like, once you go to a new pub or whatever, you're going to wait in line to get another drink and all the time it took to travel there and everything like that. But I had, like, a drinking problem. Like, when I drank, I wanted to be...
So you felt like you were wasting your
I
time?
felt like I was wasting my time having to walk to another bar when I could just walk to the bar I was at and get a drink. But for me, it was the drinking part and really wasn't that much socialization. Like, so, I mean, I think that's probably something to be aware of. Like, what's your motives on all this? So, what are your thoughts, Lee?
Well, I've never been to a pub crawl, and I actually thought it was something different when we started talking about it.
Oh my gosh, I want to know, what did you
Yeah,
think
so
it was?
I thought it was like activities you done in the bar.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not
Like
not
a race.
Olympics. She thought it was like Gladiator.
It's like gladiator work.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, because because a lot of times you see like scavenger hunts and stuff like that, so that's kind of where my mind went when I thought about that. 'Cause I never-
It's like a drinkable scavenger hunt.
yeah. But now with the happy hour, I'm very familiar with that, and especially back in my, well, I meant like in my days when I used to drink. When I used to drink. and like you said, it started like a group of us. We went out mainly to Mexican restaurants because you can get margaritas for $2.99. And then, but it would lead to evening drinking. So you would start there because you got to get your food in. So you would eat and you would drink, and then that would lead to, hey, which house are we going to? Then that would lead to a party, and then all of a sudden it's midnight and you're still drinking.
Right?
Yeah.
And you feel great the next morning, right?
No. Never.
Never.
So, I mean, there's definitely, I think, dangers in the promotion of alcohol anyways. Because like I said, I know for me, like seeing a commercial or a football game or something, that was always a trigger for me.
Yeah.
Seeing like signage and stuff for a pub crawl, I'm like, oh man, that looks like it'd be so much fun. But I can't do it. I definitely can't do it responsibly, so that also becomes another trigger for me too. So, I mean,
Let me
what's
ask
the
you a
essentially?
question,
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
I feel like
What
two
is-
questions were coming
Yeah.
up.
All right,
You first.
One. Okay, so what does drinking responsibly mean?
I don't know, I guess. I see that part for me, like drinking responsibly is not drinking. Because for me, responsible is not getting to that point where I want more. And I just know instantly after the first one, I'm going to want more anyway. So drinking responsibility for me is not drinking at all. But I guess it's really knowing your limits, knowing your limitations, and once you start feeling it, like you kind of cut yourself
buzz,
off,
feeling
or
safe.
not there, you know what I'm saying? Not really going. But for me, like once I got to the buzz, I wanted to keep the buzz, so I was constantly drinking to keep the buzz. But then next thing I know, like blackout drunk, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I was just trying to maintain that first buzz part, and you never maintain it. You just go past it, you blow right by it.
So my question is, what do you guys think is gonna happen at the end of our stay-home order when all the bars are able to reopen? Do you guys anticipate like a surge in folks who are gonna go out, or the bars offering things like pub crawls and stuff like that because of the lack of business they've had?
Yeah, I think so, because first of all, you're gonna be missing your friends. A lot of people are maintaining the social distancing, so of course, especially if you were doing that before, you're gonna want to jump right back in that game. And then business is gonna have to start booming somehow, so if we cut these prices and get people in here.
I think there's going to be a bit of a desperation after everything is lifted, and if that's your choice of place to socialize and that's the way that you socialize, you're gonna do it and you're gonna go hard.
That's what I was thinking
And
too.
so, you know, at least in my opinion, which is strictly my opinion, I think there's going to be a big push for overindulgence in a lot of things, whatever that may be. Overindulgence in whatever you weren't allowed to do.
Right?
You know, it's just like if you were stationed overseas and you come back and you haven't got to watch Netflix, you know, in months. You just want to veg on it for a whole weekend or something because that's what you want to do. Or you didn't have your mom's cooking and so you want your mom to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner for like a whole week and then you just binge on it, right? So I think people are going to binge on society, and if you're looking at a particular group of people who that's the way that they socially binge,
Yeah.
that could be a concern, is that they don't realize there's a danger in that. Or maybe they've always done it responsibly, but how do you binge responsibly? Those two don't go together.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I mean, we're definitely gonna see a slamming on, because I can't wait till it's lifted so I can go shopping for video games again at GameStop, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm super excited to be doing things that I can't. But I don't have that aspect, and like I'm missing church real bad too, because we're sitting in our cars and whatnot, so I guess I'm gonna binge on church a little bit and really go and have fun and handshake
That's your
people and hug and stuff.
socialization.
Right, that's my socialization, so
Yeah.
I can see it gonna be like exploding when that happens and stuff like that, so I don't really know.
It's gonna be
What to do
intense,
about it,
whatever
yeah.
that looks like. And if you don't have the ability to control that, then I think that's the problem. But when we were talking about binging, I also thought about, so kids, you know, when we send kids off to college and even when they leave home, binge drinking is a huge problem for teenagers, especially. And we see a lot of that glamorized in bars and pubs, especially on TV or, you know, movies or what have you. but we always bash the, idiotic college kids for binge drinking. I think you're gonna see a lot of it.
And binge drinking is the most dangerous type of drinking
Why?
because it's so easy to die from alcohol poisoning or to get alcohol poisoning.
Right, because you're just slamming on
Slamming.
it, so you don't really feel any effects until
As fast as you
all the effects hit you, and that's what I dealt with a lot too.
And your body's not having the time to dispel the alcohol as it needs to, so you get a higher BAC or blood alcohol content than you do blood sometimes, you've got so much in there that your body can't function properly.
I remember frat parties that people would, have loaves of bread and they would drink as much as they could and then eat as much bread as they could, thinking that it would soak it all up, and then they would keep drinking. I mean, they would just you're pounding both of them just so that you can keep the buzz.
Yeah, see,
And they did
It's
not
so
feel good the
dangerous.
next morning.
Yeah.
So dangerous.
so dangerous. So, what do you guys think some recommendations are that we could probably do to keep the focus on that too when it comes out? How can we do that?
Personally, while we were having the conversation, I was thinking, I'm probably gonna contact some of our friends in the local police department and say, are you guys planning to set up roadblocks or license checks or something like that? And if they'll commercialize that, and let everybody know about it, then that's a deterrent sometimes for folks to at least drink and drive. People may still participate, but maybe there's less chance of injury and death if they don't get out on the roads and stuff.
Right, and I know we have great people that actually help with the alcohol field. Can you guys list some of those that we have here in Burke County at least?
So we have with the Underage Drinking Task Force, is led by Captain Jason Wisnett from Morganton Police Department. We've also got members of ALE on that. We've got the Burke County Sheriff's Office, and so we've got an amazing team, and they all work together. We also work closely with Officer Will Lackey, and he's our community liaison, and so we've got a good core team. And I will say that I have not met a single individual working in any of our local breweries or bars or pubs who is not willing to be part of the conversation, to have the conversation. They are amazing. So please, I'm giving a shout out to Burke County pubs and bars and breweries. They are on board with drinking responsibly. They don't want anyone to get hurt. They want people to have a good, wholesome time, but they're not in it to hurt people. They're really in it for just enjoyment of life, and it's a business to them, just like our business is a business to us.
And I definitely think if you can do it responsibly, there's really not a problem with that. But just be mindful of the ones who can't, and try not to, force
know
it on
which
them.
one you are.
Yeah, know which one you
Yeah.
are too. That's definitely.
And know your
good.
limit, like you
Self-awareness.
said.
Mhm.
That was really smart.
And I know something that was really big to me. I did not realize that my friends in recovery, just because they wasn't in recovery for alcohol, and we would invite them to social events that had alcohol and stuff, that they may turn to another drug to substitute the one that they're in recovery from. So just be mindful of people, your friends that are in recovery, and don't put them in awkward situations either.
Many of folk who have had substance issues think that alcohol is not a substance and then use it and find themselves in relapse.
Yeah.
Well, alcohol took everything from me, so I believe it's a substance. So, but I thank you guys for all your information, and thank you guys for joining us. At the end of the video, there is a crisis number. If you know anybody that's in crisis, or if you guys yourself are in crisis, please call that number and get help. We're also available too. Feel free to comment and like and follow us on Facebook. Thank you guys.